We're rolling.
Hello. My name is Mariah Warren, and I'm a fishaholic. I've been clean, as in not covered in blood and goo, for 4 days. And I believe my dashing cameraman is going to help me out with a couple of questions.
What did you like about fishing?
Well, I like to kill things, and I'm pretty antisocial, so no, that's not true. Fishing is actually really social, like unexpectedly so. Sometimes like sorority social, too social, especially trolling. It can be very, sometimes there's a lot of drama and backstabbing and, oh, he told me where the fish were, but I won't tell you, or like Jeff told Tom, but he didn't tell me he told Tom, and now everybody knows. But also in a very positive way. Like you pass the other boats out on the ground that are your friends, and there are a lot of traditions. Like, you might take a giant fish you just caught and hold it up as you pass and kind of smirk. Or there's a lot of mooning. Heather and I actually recently we ran through Fisherman's Terminal, and we ran past the Wizard, which I guess is one of the boats on Deadliest Catch. But well, obviously that was an irresistible target. So we're out on the back deck, and we're slapping, we're yelling, and we could not get their attention. They couldn't see us 50 yards away. So how they find fish in the entire ocean, I have no idea. But Heather and I actually came up with our own little routine for when we were passing other boats on the tuna grounds, which was our tuna dance. And so we pass our running partners on the tuna grounds. We get out on the back deck, and this is the tuna dance. Like, we're pulling the fish. We're pulling the fish, and we're spiking the fish, and we're spiking the fish, handing the fish down, handing the fish down, and we're taking the fish, and we're taking the fish. And all our partners seemed to think this was pretty funny, but out to the clubs in Port Angeles, Washington, I think everyone just thought we were crazy. They had no idea what we were doing.
They're landlubbers.
That's right.
How is it for women out on the fishing grounds?
Well, that's a good question. There are some differences. We're certainly in the minority out there, unfortunately. I'd say if anything, as a woman fisherman, your reputation is really important. I think even more so than for other people in the fishing industry, because if someone, if a skipper gets you out there and they don't want to find out they ended up with some sort of like sea diva or oceanic femme fatale.
Well, what's that look like?
What would those two things look like? Well, let's see. A sea diva would probably be something along the lines of, you want me to touch the fish? Why don't you touch the fish? Why don't you touch the fish? I get my hands dirty. And oceanic femme fatale, or fish fatale, perhaps. Let's see. I gotta do this right. That would be something along the lines of, hey, Mr. Skipper, take a girl fishing? You won't be sorry. So, yeah, that's what you don't want to do. That's bad. I've fished with quite a few married skippers, and the last thing you want is a femme fatale reputation. You want everybody involved. The skipper, the skipper's wife, you want everyone involved to know that you're there to do the job and not to do the captain. that's very important. And another aspect of reputation is if I went out and just tried to walk the docks and get a fishing job, clearly I'm not some like 300-pound bushwookie who's going to be like, doing bicep curls with the anchor. I don't have that impressive physical presence. But what I do have is the word of the captains that I fished with, who would be willing to take me back on the boat and who will vouch for me when it comes to other boats that I want to work on, that that I get the job done. So I guess, gosh.
It's important to have your personality out there.
Yes, personality is very important. Speaking of anchors. As a female fisherman, another aspect clearly not having the impressive personal physical stature is so long lining. You have to take 60-pound anchors and throw them off the back of the boat. And when I was long lining, my skipper, who's literally twice my size, come out on deck and he's like, well, this is how you do it. grab the anchor, you toss the anchor, grab the anchor, toss the anchor. It's not that hard. And it took me a few tries to figure out that for me, I put my shoulder under the fluke of the anchor and I heave the anchor. And I haven't found anything in the fisheries I've worked in. I've not found anything that I could not do, but I might have to do it differently. And yeah, I guess when it comes down to it, skippers are, the captain of the boat is a businessman or a businesswoman, and they want to know that they're going to have someone aboard who's teachable and someone who's going to get the job done no matter what's going on. I've heard fishing described as long periods of boredom interspersed with brief periods of absolute terror. And it's absolutely true. You wouldn't believe the things that I've seen go wrong on fishing boats, on well-maintained fishing boats, on the best of days. You know, disaster strikes or near disaster if you're on the ball and catch it. But yeah, or even little things. On the best of days, on the last day of this last trip that I was on, you know, it's early in the year, the hydraulics are still a little bit sketchy, and it was totally my fault, but I ran a snap on the cable up into the block, and in trying to get it back down with the sketchy hydraulics, messing around with the hydraulics, I managed to punch the end of the snubber snap through my fingernail into my finger, and it probably doesn't look very impressive, but it definitely felt impressive. And I think it made a sound like an egg breaking, but that might be my imagination. And I guess the final thing is just that you need to be not just a good team member, but you don't want to be an obnoxious roommate. Because when it comes down to it, you're out there on the boat. When someone is offered a fishing job, it's not just a matter of, oh, you know, why don't you come work with me for a few months, or even oh, why don't you come live with me for a few months and share all of my meals and my day-to-day life. It's more like, why don't you come and work with me and live with me in extremely stressful circumstances in a space like the size of a bathroom. So yeah, you don't want to be pissing people off. Personality counts for a lot. And I think that my time is finally up, but I'll leave you with the tuna dance. Pulling the fish. Pulling the fish. Okay, that's it.
Come aboard. You're hired.
Well, thank you.